All right, we're 8 seconds in. It's hump day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's adjust things. Ooh, whoa, that's too much light. Is that better? Oh my god. Oh, that's warm. It's warm today. Happy summer. Ooh, look at the hair. Wow. For as I'm getting adjusted, welcome folks. Make sure I've been realizing my microphone's been hitting my hair and making noises. Sorry about that. And there has been a lag. Apparently, I'm working on that. It's a little more complicated than I realized, but soon there shall be new instruments of technological advancement in our lives. Anyway, hi. Happy Hump Day! It's Anastasia, and I am here with the Sacred Spheres, wishing you a happy Wednesday live stream from Los Angeles. And the warmth here, we're about to hit the 90s, so upper 30 centigrade in the 90s Fahrenheit. It is warm. I'm already sweating, and because it's Hump Day, and we want to hump, bump, go bump in the night, get our sexy on. I am wearing my sexy netting. I wanted to bring this for you guys on our little hump day experience, something a little different. Last week, I broadcasted live from the boudoir, from my actual bedroom. However, the actual bedroom upstairs is upstairs and it's very warm and heat rises, and I don't have central air, so that is an off the table thing for right now. We're not going to do hump day from upstairs today from the bedroom, but I will check. How's my up there? Yeah, my volume's fine. Woo! It is very warm, and I love it, and that is okay. And again, this is our happy hour because somewhere, someone in the world is happy today, even if it is not you or me. Friends, family, lend me your ears. It is our happy hour. For an hour, we shall be happy, even if we're not, and I will maybe help hold space for us. Remember, Ariana and Cynthia, let's hold space and let's have an amazing, amazing hump day together. I am having water because it is so warm. I don't need to dehydrate myself even more. But just because I am only drinking water, not wine or a cocktail or beer or something, spirits, it doesn't mean we can't have a fancy glass. This is my grandmother's beautiful coupe. Oop. Cheers. All right, my pretties. Welcome. Very happy to have you here. Make sure the chat again is, yep, the chat is correct. And it is Wednesday. And welcome. A way that I was thinking we could begin things. Let me actually powder my nose, if you will. It's so warm. I'm going to powder my nose with the Kleenex. Woo! Oh my God, it's so hot. All right. What I wanted to do and offer you all, we ended last time with breath work. And breath is very important, pranayama in yoga, and just doing breath, Wim Hof. There's so many different types of methods. And that part of exercise, but just the work on its own is deeply meditative, is deeply transformational, is deeply cathartic. And we ended our time last time doing some breath work, which I thought was really fun. And I wanted to begin today with some breath work. So, one really simple thing is called a cleansing breath. It's a deep breath in, whoo, through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Oh, hello. Some hearts there for me. So I wanted to begin by doing a nice cleansing breath. So you go, hi, Chuck, good to see you. In through the nose, out through the mouth, with a sigh. You might be alone in your home. Maybe you're not alone, but it's fun to make some noise when you sigh out because you're honestly releasing something. It tells, and in a way where it actually is communicating, that sound of actually sighing out tells your body, I'm allowed to relax right now. So, in through the nose, I mean, this is hump day, right? Sigh out. I always find it so awkward when I'm doing yoga in classes and people are just sighing loudly. Actually, when I used to work out and do weightlifting a lot, it was so awkward working out with men because they're just like, just like grunting like they're fucking the weights, you know? It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. But yeah, let's do a couple more cleansing breaths into the nose, out through the mouth with a sigh. Because again, that actual sound of sighing tells the body and nervous system, oh, we're okay, we're calm. One more time. Breath is not ancillary, it is essential. If we don't breathe, we die. And the more we breathe, the more we pay attention to the breath. Remember, our bodies are the repositories of everything that's ever happened to us. And when we breathe, we're actually oxygenating the blood in the body better. And we can even like close our eyes and feel where the breath is going. I've done exercises like that where you just feel the breath in your belly, you feel the breath in your chest, you feel the breath in your throat, you feel it somehow in your head and the back of your neck, and it's almost like you send the energy of the breath there for healing or wherever there might need to be healing in the body. But I wanted to do one more thing for the folks who are here, since we're more of an intimate crowd right now. So we ended, hello, Jim. Hello, beautiful friend. Hello, Chuck and Jim. We're doing some little breath work. I wanted last week, it always feels like a week ago. It was just 2 days ago, Monday. On Monday. By the way, Jim, I brought my netting for you. It's hump day. Doesn't mean we're necessarily getting too sexy, but you know, we just want to bring some vibes. I'm putting my hair more on one side because I'm realizing my hair gets in the way of my microphone. There we go. This is so like, I'm doing a very post-punk, late 80s, early 90s look right now. I'm loving it. But yeah, last time, there we go, we ended with box breath. We did 4 breaths in, held the breath through the nose, held the breath for a 4 count, exhaled for a 4 count, and then held the breath for a 4 count. So it's breath in through the nose, hold, breath out through the mouth, hold, and we did that, little cycles, ideally of a set of 4. Did y'all do your homework? But what I wanted to do today, I thought it might be cool because I feel something I feel very interesting hi Jim, hello, hello, hello. I feel like something interesting might come through today, and I kind of want to my energy's been very manic and big today and bold after being very low and challenged and sad the last few days. Very sad, lots of tears, but lots of release. Tears wash things away, they release, they water the garden so things can grow, right? So I was thinking of doing a breath. This breath is so relaxing and grounding, and it's where you go in through the nose for a count of 3, and then slowly, like you're breathing through a straw. It's called straw breath, like that, or like you're blowing out a candle. You double the count out. So it's in through the nose, count of 3, out through the mouth, straw breath to a count of 6. So it's doubled the in, and it's really relaxing. So I will do it for you and show you how to do it, and then we could do a few rounds together. Why not? And if you don't want to do it, just watch me do it. How about that? Because I'm sure that Chuck is doing art. So you can live vicariously through our breath and our grounding and our peace. So, and whenever you start breath work, especially if you're sitting down, I always, like I told you guys last time, I sit upright with my spine straight, dignified, almost like I'm wearing a crown. I'm the queen, we're the king, queen, ruler in our own throne. We're dignified, our feet are on the ground, but relaxed, our legs are relaxed. You can put your hands on maybe your thighs, or even like sometimes people put like one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly, but that's another type of breath I can show you. I just have them on my thighs, and you just want to always roll the shoulders down away from the head and be conscious, because a lot of us, when we hold tension, we don't realize that we're doing this with our shoulders. I always have to catch myself. I'm often doing this, like holding my breath and like this, like cooking. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I'm a hunchback. All right. or a stress cadet, although I could be. So let's do it differently though. So yeah, you just want to sit upright, dignified, breathing comfortably, shoulders rolled down, away from your ears, away from your head, hands relaxed on your thighs, just softening the body. And you can watch me, you don't have to close your eyes yet. So we'll go to a 3 count in through the nose and then straw breath like you're blowing out a candle or blowing through a straw. Double the count to a count of 6. All right, so you go, so 1, 2, 3, and then out through the mouth. So again, it's 1, 2, 3 through the nosy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through the mouth. And let's try this together. I will count for you because I know how to do it, but I want you to do it. And we also will do, how about this? I will count for you for 3 rounds, and then we'll do 3 more rounds in silence. And then we'll come back and we will be new people, I guarantee you. Okay? All right. So everyone, close your eyes, relax your body, roll your shoulders down away from your head, let your feet be on the ground, your hands again on your thighs, respecting your body, respecting that you showed up today, feeling calm. Even if you don't feel calm, pretend. Softening your face and your body, softening your body. All right, folks. So we're going to breathe in through the nose to a count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Now in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Now out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Now in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's do 3 rounds together, okay? Last round. Yay! Yay! We just did some breath work together. Yay! How do you feel? Did you do it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Were you like, what was that? Was there such a lag and delay with my internet and voice that you were like, I just lost myself completely? Because what was she doing? Well, cheers. Let's hydrate after that. Or dehydrate. You're welcome to have your beer, wine, cocktail because this is a happy hour. You are allowed to do whatever you want. Oh my goodness, I'm very parched today. Well, that was fun. So that what we just did, we started by doing a cleansing breath, which is in through the nose, out through the mouth, the sigh, which sounds almost like when people are working out and sighing and grunting. It could be a bit much, but when you're actually viscerally, tangibly, audibly sighing, it tells the body, oh, I'm sighing, I'm yawning, I'm relaxed. And did you know? Oh, yawning's contagious. And did you also know that if you want to oxygenate the brain better, say like you have to take a test or you need to be really mentally focused, breathing more sometimes doesn't work as well. They've done a lot of research on this. Yawning more before you do work will increase your oxygenation for your brain and your capacity to focus and do better work. They tested this mostly on students before an exam, which I found really fascinating. They actually performed significantly better by yawning. Oh shit. Yeah, yawning more. It actually really, yeah, just yawning. Like I feel like I released something. Plus, we just did that breath work. And then, yeah, the brain just goes boop. It just kind of comes online a little bit more. And how fun to do straw breath. Straw breath is honestly, that is like if I'm in traffic and about to go, ape shit, AWOL, get out of the car, go crazy on someone. Doing straw breath where I breathe in like to a count of even just two and then double it to a count of 4 or 3, 6 or 4, 8. Doesn't have to be double, but straw breath just slows the breath way down. It's really lovely. It's so lovely. And you guys are lovely. Welcome. How are you? If I'm wondering if anyone has anything to say in the chat, I know there are more people here. If you wish to present yourselves, please do. I'm realizing I forgot to text Joyce before the live stream. Hopefully she shows up. Or maybe that's one of the extra people here, not in the chat. Oh, yay, happy hump day. So we are settling into hump day with some relaxation. Like, oh my God, imagine if I had a hot tub. I could actually broadcast live from my hot tub. I told you guys I'd broadcast live from my toilet at some point. Because I have a cool toilet. I have a lot of really, really cool art all around my house with lots of bright colors. Because life's too short not to paint everything, pink, Kelly green, bright orange, yellow, lemon yellow. Let's see here. I feel like I can go in a couple different directions. One direction is just to say hello to all the beautiful people who've joined us here. If you haven't said hello in the chat, please do. We love you. You're welcome to our happy hour. Because, see, we might not be happy, but somewhere, someone in the world is happy, even if it's not you or me. And cheers. I am not having Sandra O. Merlot today from Sideways, but I am having water in my grandmother's gloriously gorgeous coupe. You know, people sometimes don't like, it's like the smallest things that could make you happy, right? Like, why drink water out of, I mean, I love a hydroflex, keeps my water really cold, but why drink it out of a regular cup when you can drink it out of a goblet, right? Why eat your food with a fork when you could eat your chicken and rice with chopsticks? Anyway, oh man, very exciting day. Things have been very synchronistic. There was somebody I thought of, and the next day called me, and I haven't spoken to this person in how many years? Where are we? Like 8 years? I thought she butt dialed me. She did not butt dial me. She actually got my bat signal, boop, 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 and called me up. Have you guys had things happen like that? I was telling Chuck in a message I recorded for him about this. I mean, he knows I've told this story before, but I really believe when we need something and we have no necessary kind of like pride involved in it, like it's not exactly this situation where we're like, ooh, like showing off, like I want to manifest something. It's more like when I've thought about, if I were a comedic actress actually in films, like what kind of actress would I want to be like? And I from just on a calm, like this space, like this is why I feel like we did this breath work. I think this is exciting. I think this is where this conversation's going. But I know something you don't know. But no, I was having this conversation with myself. What kind of comedic actor? And from out absolutely out of nowhere, just it was very much like an intuitive hit. It just kind of came through. I thought of Catherine Hahn, and I'm not like necessarily this obsessive fan. Like I don't follow her very much at all, and I just that's interesting. And because her name popped in my head, I started to research it a little bit, like her name and her and like work, things she's done. And the next day at work, she was at my work, I turned around. I was like, oh my God, that's Catherine. What? Oh my goodness. No, I wish I would have gone up to her, and maybe asked her more questions. It was interesting though, at that point in time, this was actually right before the pandemic. There were a lot of things that she just showed up in from out of nowhere. Like her star was rising. She must have been, I picked it up from the collective zeitgeist. This also happened with the comedian Anthony Jeselnik. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Thoughts and Prayers is a no, Fire in the Maternity Ward. There you go. Oh yeah, I think Thoughts and Prayers is the name of another special he has. He is a very contentious comedian who's famous for doing almost just one line jokes that are about the most grim, horrific things. It's a very dark, twisted sense of humor, but I find it really funny and innovative. It is also, it's a little bit of like edgelord humor, kind of like a millennial sense of, I don't even know, he might be a Gen Xer for all I know, but like the sense of, and I'm between X and Y, raised more and Y have some traits akin to Z, but anyway, Anthony, yeah, yeah, it's definitely, like I said, a bit edgelord, and it can get very dark. But I'm curious if any of you guys, if you have Netflix, he's on, his shows are on Netflix. He had one that he just did because he's been in comedy for about 20 years, I think, and it was the anniversary of that. I think that's the one called Thoughts and Prayers. I cannot, I'm mixing them up, but definitely the one called Fire in the Maternity Ward. Do you know why I am the way I am? That's kind of, it's a little bit my sense of humor. The way, yeah, the having the willingness to go there. It's very, it's yeah, and it's almost mean, but it's a way to toughen you up, thicken you up a little bit. That's what she said. No, speaking of Hump Day, but I was thinking of like exercises for how I could do comedy, and I thought of him, and just it wasn't like I have to meet this guy or like ooh I'm gonna meet Anthony. Shall I call him Tony? And he just the next day at work he was there. I mean, and it was as weird as I had my head down and I popped it up and it was right there in front of me, and I was just overwhelmed because if you watch his comedy you're like, oh no, is he really like that in actual life? If I say something it'll just tear into me like my ex-boyfriend would. It's a type of humor, and I'm glad that I've become more accustomed to it because I think it'll, especially dating my ex will keep me, I think it'll help me to have a much thicker skin. You are here. Thank you, Jim. So remember, I was like, I think I know the direction in which we're going. A lot of people talk about manifesting and bringing in our desires. And I feel like when we have an expectation of what we want to bring in, we often bring in the opposite of it. It's this, yeah, it's, we were talking about Buddhism and the middle way, and sort of being in a space that's a little more neutral, if you will. And I feel like that's a beautiful space from which, so to speak, to manifest or to bring something into your life that's really unexpected. And I think for myself, the way I've experienced it is when I just allow my mind to kind of like drift for a second. Like, so what I was thinking, yeah, well, let me talk about the process. Let my mind just sort of just get quiet, start to think about something that's kind of exciting for me. Like maybe goal oriented, like something that I've always wanted to do. I haven't fully done it yet, right? So think of something like that for yourself. Like we're in a calmer space. For those of you who have just recently joined us, hello, Joyce. We did cleansing breaths. We did a straw breath in through the nose, count of 3, out through the mouth, count of 6, and really kind of grounded ourselves and rested. Oh, you're fine. You are fashionably late. Always late, but worth the wait. That's me. I'm always late, but worth the wait. Hopefully. No, you're perfect. You got here at exactly the right time. And that's exactly what I want to talk about. Things unfold in intended timing at exactly the right time. And a way that things have just come into my life and manifested is where I'm from a calm place. I just my mind just drifts and thinks about things that excite me, that are unexpected, that I've wanted to do that I haven't maybe done yet and in my life. And then I just see kind of things that pop in like, oh, hi, Sydney. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, Sydney. Sydney, we've been doing some cleansing breaths, and we did an in through the nose, out through the mouth straw breath. count of 3 in through the nose, out 6 through the mouth, and we've been grounding ourselves. But but yeah, so this could be an, I don't know, we could do a little experiment. I mean, I say that, right, where, like how I was just, like, like, I really do want to do comedic acting. What kind of like female comedic actors could be women who are models or examples for me, right? And then just kind of like, and then name just popped in my head. And then one of those ladies literally the next day was there at my work. I ran into her. And then similarly, when I was thinking about like, well, how could I push myself and challenge myself as a comedian? I was watching Anthony Jeselnik, and I'm like, that's fascinating. And then the next day he comes into my work. I'm not saying literally like a celebrity that you're thinking about will come in, but more, it's sort of like a specific feeling that you have in an energy in the moment. And then there's something related to that that will show up, and often very, very quickly. But it's not always in the way you anticipate it. Like I wasn't literally like, I have to see Catherine on, and she showed up, or I need to see It was more just like, I need to think about ways that I can challenge myself in comedy or female role models. How can I really kind of do more research and really kind of flesh out what it is that I am and what I am interested in, what I would like to do with my life, and people who've done it, you know what I mean? And so this could be like a little meditative exercise for us, or something to consider and think about, and we can do it together. And then on Friday, we can kind of compare notes and see if anything happened. Now, I do say this where Chuck certainly has, I know he's probably told these stories before, and I certainly have these stories before, where you actually in your spirit have an extreme yearning for something, like deep, visceral, guttural, intense, like you have to, like Chuck had to see Carol Burnett. Chuck had to meet Joan Rivers, and he did. And it happened kind of in its own timing. But sometimes when we have this extreme yearning from really deep within us, and we focus our energy, we like pray for that with all of our might and throw it out there, it does actually come back, But I've often found that that's the rare kid. That's almost like the concept of like the mom who suddenly, is in a car crash, and her baby is trapped under a car, and she suddenly has superhuman strength and can like lift the car up. That to me is that type of manifestation, that type of a prayer kind of, or yearning being answered. So what I'm talking about is something, because we kind of grounded and maybe are a little more calm, or if not, we're calm because we're drinking our Sandra O Merlot, or for me, my hydrating water, doing the breath, seated, at ease, happy, even if we're not, knowing someone else is, and maybe we'll get there in this little meetup we're doing, this little happy hour. But yeah, just as a fun like exercise, right? Because I want to do it with you guys too. I haven't done this in a while in a community setting, and it could be really fun. And when I've done this with other people, wild things have happened. Really fun things have happened. So I just take it or leave it. You don't have to do it. But again, a lot of us, have done some breath. And even if you haven't, just welcome. I'm going to invite you, if you would like, just as you're sitting, or if you're lying down, however you're feeling, where, if you want to feel like you want to lie down, sit up, stand up, just feel, if your feet are on the ground, feel your feet on the ground. Again, you're seated, your spine is as straight as possible. I mean, you don't have to be like this, but your spine is straight. Your head is upright, right? It's like you're a crowned ruler, queen, king, a dignified lady, knight, gentleman, whatever you want to be, damsel, in your seat, in your throne, and calm. You're calm, and it's okay if you're not, if you feel anxiety. But maybe you have your, arms, legs, in a way, feel them with your hands, right? Maybe even to put an hand, I should say, on your heart, one on your right on your belly, your lower belly. Thank your body. Thank you, body. I'm often like, "God, you're fat, body." It's like, no, thank you, body. Thank you. Like, this body is what literally keeps us going through life. Again, the body is a repository of everything that's ever happened to us from when we were born to now. Yeah, you're safe. I'm safe. We're here. We're having a good time. Doesn't have to be anything weird or mystical. It's just so. It's just an exercise. So in this space, just kind of breathing softly. There's no like specific count. Just just breathing. I'm going to ask you this question and answer it within yourself, or you could speak it out loud, honestly as possible and as quickly as possible. Ask it and just answer it. Okay? Ready? What do you really want to be doing with your life right now? And welcome, Andy. We're doing an exercise, Andy. We're breathing in and out. We missed you. Noticed you weren't here. We did some breath work and we're just sitting here, feeling our bodies in the chair and just sitting upright, little kings, queens, dames, gentlemen, rulers in our throne. And we're doing this exercise that's around the concept of manifestation. So I'm wondering if you guys actually answered that question and maybe yourself with what immediately came to you, which is, what do I really want to be doing with my life right now? And whatever the answer, whatever came through first and foremost, what I'll be honest, like what actually first came through was singing for me. And that was interesting. I didn't anticipate that. So with that in mind, I'm going to ask another question. And this I feel like your eyes need to be closed for this. And just sitting and just breathing, being calm, just kind of, again, softening the body, rolling the shoulders down away. Don't have your shoulders up to your neck. And just sitting there, just chilling out. And how I answered that question, it's okay. There's no wrong, there's no right. But however you answer that question, what do you really want to be doing with your life, right? Without any judgment, like, oh, but I can't do that because I have a job or I have kids or not enough money. I don't care. Just however you answer that. Like I said, singing in my head. So what I need to do right now is just, with that answer, think about what it would feel like. Like, for example, like for me, what like to be singing, say like on a stage in front of people, or just when I think of singing, what do I think of? Like, how does that feel? And just start to kind of like consider where you are. I outline, if I'm singing, am I at an outdoor amphitheater? Am I at an, auditorium? Am I in some type of convention center? Like, am I literally just in my car or house, or am I performing? Am I in a band? Like, get more specifics about it. And essentially, with your eyes closed, just feel yourself doing this thing. See yourself doing this thing. I'm just going to be quiet for like about 30 seconds and just allow us, just let ourselves to just feel that, whatever it is. And it could literally be, what I really want to be doing with my life right now is eating lots of chocolate cake, going to every fabulous restaurant in the world that's a Michelin star, or traveling, or whatever it is, or literally taking lots of naps, or I want to, go to everywhere the Three Stooges once went, or, I want to meet X celebrity, Y celebrity, whatever it is. I want to fall in love, anything. I want a better job. I don't want to work. Like, just, I want to adopt 17 cats. Like, whatever it is, there's no right, there's no wrong. Just have fun with it. But let's take some time, if you haven't already been doing it, to just sit and let yourself just kind of drift first and think about, with eyes closed, and have your hand somewhere in your body. That's your thighs or your tummy. Right now, I feel like having my right hand on my tummy and my left hand on my heart. and just, yeah, let's think about and feel, just feel like, see what it's like to do this thing and what are the details of that. All right, ready? If you haven't already been doing it, go. Or 10 seconds or so. Okay. Yay. All right. Um, well, I am going to touch a button. Perfect. And I'm curious if someone tuned in while I was just sitting there quiet. That would have been funny. What the hell are they doing there? What cult did they just join? I'm going to take a sip. Thank you, Andy, for saying sing and make people laugh. I think those are two really important things that I want to do. Possibly also some dramatic acting too. But I will share what came. Sorry, I'm trying not to catch my clothes and hair, but this thing is, maybe this will help. I'm just going to put this in like that because it's getting annoying otherwise. I'll share what came to mind for me. And I'm so curious if anyone did do this exercise. I hit a button to save the last 5 minutes and wants to do that exercise. There's now a clip of that. So I saw myself singing at a very specific venue in the Redwoods near San Francisco. It's a place to only once called Stern Grove. And I went there, I think it was to see, the headliner was Amy Mann, who's an amazing folk rock singer in the sort of 90s tradition. I saw myself doing something very folksy, like very acoustic guitar forward as a singer, not playing. I mean, I can play instruments, but not well enough to accompany myself professionally. And I saw a little tiny backup choir, like just a few backup singers. I saw and could hear what I was doing was very, like, I have a soulful way of singing, gospely way of singing. That's why I felt there were also more backup singers than normal. But it was such a mellow, beautiful, flowing, mellifluous vibe. And something very clearly I heard was someone I love very much, I haven't seen in a long time, is in the crowd. And so are other family and friends. So let me share that it's not necessarily true that I just, saw a vision into the future. I mean, who knows? Maybe I did. But what we did was sort of an exercise honoring maybe a subtler part of our psyches and our bodies, and an energy that's there and a presence that's there. Even if nothing really happened, just the act of paying attention a little bit more to something that is there that maybe we guys was, and letting us, like, ourselves just kind of like drift a little bit. You you're welcoming these sort of like images and an experience and a particular feeling and energy that you can revisit, also just get curious about and see what potentially might come of that in the next few days. And the whole reason I've said this is because when I've manifested certain people in my life like that, like this, I started this conversation by, besides doing breath work, about, by talking about a friend of mine who really, I thought of her because she's an extraordinary artist and she works with resin, and I've been wanting to work with resin, and I was like, oh, her, I haven't talked to her in like almost like 10 years. She knows how to work with resin. Huh, interesting. And then I didn't think about her or the situation, and I moved to something else, and then the next day she called me. Likewise, when I was like, huh, Comedic acting. Who does that? Well, currently, Kristen Shaw or Zoe Deschanel, or I thought of Catherine Hahn, and then next day, Catherine Hahn. And then likewise with Anthony Jeselnik, like I explained, thinking about more challenging comedy ways to like expand my comedy horizons. And then next day, bam, there was Anthony Jeselnik. It's wild. So I'm curious to see from doing the exercise what might happen in the next few days. Now, fun fact, I am actually going to be meeting that friend I thought about, and then she called me the next day and we talked today, and we're actually going to meet up tomorrow briefly. So I am curious. She just put out an album, I think, last year. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? I'm just going to not try to make anything happen, just get curious and see. And because, there, in a sense, it's like, it's exciting, but there's like nothing at stake. Like I haven't like really done, like I didn't book a venue. I don't have to like, there's no, like, I don't have to go to Scudero, but I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what happens. And I would love your feedback. If you're here on Friday, we could talk about it and see if there was anything maybe unusual, anything that happened that we weren't expecting that was maybe apropos of today that's happened. Breath, things we've talked about. If there's anything in the landscape, or even something as subtle, like I might be on a hike like before a live stream on Friday and I might notice birds singing in harmony. I've had that happen where I noticed birds singing and I've sung back to them because like that sounds really nice. I think I need to record this and maybe like use it in a song. Because it might unfold. Something might come to you that's unexpected. So, all right, Andy. Yeah, you haven't missed too terribly much in the chat. We've been pretty mellow today. It's very warm here. It feels like it's in the 90 Fahrenheit, which means what, 30s, mid 30s, centigrade. And oh, I have good taste in clothes, said Jim. Thank you very much. Andy's saying you love my outfit. I look beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I used to dress very post-punk, and I'd wear lots of collars with stud and like little chains, the black, bracelets, and I do love. I want to say, not the way of putting it. It's more styling myself in ways that are unexpected. I have a decent sized closet of random stuff, mostly vintage stuff, a lot of really old stuff. Some of my stuff went back to the 40s. I don't fit into that, and my sister has that. My sister's, boink, she's a very thin girl. So I gave her the older 40s, 50s stuff. But I have stuff like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I like to just put together things and random assortments. And we live here in LA, Hollywood. It's very warm generally, so I can't really wear most of my clothing. But oh yeah. So this outfit actually, this will be part of the live stream. I'll put on the full outfit for you and show you. I like to mix patterns and fabrics and textures. I used to do that in interior design when I worked with Ralph Lauren, or Ralph Lauren, however you wish to say it. But yeah, this is the outfit. It's actually plaid with polka dot and netting, and a netting shirt and a beautiful lacy bra. But it's way too damn hot to wear this bra. This bra. Yeah, no, I'm not taking off my bra. Sorry. this jacket. Sorry. Shit. I'm curious on your end if there's a lag at all or any type of delay. Let me know. I did more research into what's causing that on my end, and it's way more complicated than I could imagine. So Mama's probably going to be getting an iPad and a microphone that's more than this, and that's okay. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Joyce, for liking my actual outfit. And Andy, who am I going to see tomorrow? Oh, yeah. So we were talking about manifestation and synchronicities and how you think of something and then it happens, or you yearn to see someone, like you really want to see a particular celebrity or meet like some guy or gal or someone you're into or what, and then you actually meet them. And sometimes I've noticed it happens when I'm just calm and I'm considering something that really excites me or brings me joy or that I haven't really considered doing, but I really want to do. And I think about it from a real place, but with zero expectations of it actually happening. But just like, huh, and things pop into my head and be like, oh, that's cool. And then I don't think about it anymore. And then I'm pleasantly surprised by certain things pop life. So because just a few days ago, I was thinking about how I would love to work with resin. I've never worked with resin in art. And I started to research it, and I started to realize how expensive it is, and you have to be careful about which type, and it's messy and hard to use, and it was becoming really unnecessarily difficult. And I thought of a friend. I don't want to name her because I don't know if she wants to be named, but let me give her a name, Erin. So I thought of Erin, and it's not her name, but we'll give her Erin as a name, and Erin. And I thought of her and how she works with resin. I own a piece of hers that has resin, and all of a sudden, bam! The next day, boop! She calls me. I hadn't spoken to her in almost 10 years. So that's the person I'm mentioning. And so I'm curious because that came from like a synchronicity from a like, a name just popped in my head and I didn't call her, called me without me. It was just a boop, 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 an interesting connectivity thing because we're all connected, all of us, like rhizomatic layers in a forest, like how the mushrooms communicate, like the root. We humans are. We're all like, we are all connected, all not just like woo woo to the woo woo degree of connectivity, but literally like even in terms of how we relate to one another, like the rights of separation, we all are interwoven. And when you look at it from a more indigenous praxis or daily practice from an indigenous perspective, this is how like how animals can sense each other or communicate with each other without using words. We can do the same thing as humans. A lot of us just haven't been sort of taught, or we don't know that sort of indigenous technology, as it were, because it is an older practice that we've kind of discarded, but people still maintain. Actually, this could be a fun story. Let me look at the chat for a sec. Oh wow. Oh yay! Wow, I'm so glad that I went back to the chat because one, Joyce loves resin. It is a very interesting medium and it preserves things. Because I think you guys know this. Let me grab one of these. I love painting bits and bobs of nature, so I paint pine cone. It's so freaking long to paint these. You have to go on all the nooks and crannies, and then you do another coat and another coat and another coat. But even doing many coats with acrylic, which is like it's still like there. You probably can't see this. But there's like a little where'd it go? Nick, right there, like a chip, and there are already chips there. So resin will it's Jurassic Park, right? It'll like encapsulate this and it'll never decay again. It'll be saved with my DNA so we can revive me from the dead. And I'll play a role in Jurassic Park, 15 Goldblum, also raised from the dead. More so Jurassic 45 at that point. Anyway, or Jurassic 99, I don't know. But yeah, and then Jim, oh, you are so grateful to Andy for introducing us. You haven't missed any live streams. Yeah, you are extraordinary. Thank you so, so much. Andy has stuff made out of resins. Woo woo degree. Did I just channel Curly Howard? I might have. Synchronicity is a real thing. Yeah, I mean, Jung obviously wrote, excuse me, Jung is gone. He is dead, but yeah, Jung has written extensively about it. But it's also something been studied and experienced by so many folks. All my pine cones are from California. Yeah, they're largely walks with the amazing Chuck. Chuck and I take walks normally in the Los Feliz Estates area, and there are a lot of pine trees there that drop big, beautiful pine cones, and they are gorgeous, and they speak to me, and there's something about them. I think I just blanked on her name. There's a famous artist who holds these eggs and has these beautiful eggs and paintings. Her name just went right out of my head, having that without the kids, but still got the mom brain. The pine cone as seed, as the basically the reproductive organs of the trees that get planted and become another tree. it's a source of life. It's the potential, it's possibility, like artistically and literarily, it just serves so much. But I was going to tell a story. And oh, hold on. Before I tell a story, there are stories in the chat. Joyce once found a huge pine cone in Rome and brought one home in her suitcase. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And it has, Andy's making a joke. I would like to visit that place. I heard it has a nice Rome. That is funny. Actually, one of my family members right now, one of my in-laws, my sister-in-laws, in the south of Italy right now. That is very fun. Would I have any of my celebrities on my live stream? I don't know about that. In the future, maybe. Once I get my technology sorted out better, so that it could be a lot more easy, a lot easier for someone to come on with me. I think of one woman who might want to come on. She's a known comedian, but she's not as up and coming right now. She might want to come on with us. She's pretty. Yeah, she was someone who used to perform back in the day, and then she took a long break because she's taking care of family matters right now. But no, it is not Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer is very much still on the ascendancy. She's in movies right now on Netflix. But yeah, I wanted to tell a story. I think it's really important. It was about, I was mentioning indigenous praxis or indigenous technology and the ways by which humans communicate without verbal communication. You can almost say telepathically in terms of how we are connected. And it's something that's ingrained in a lot of folks who come from indigenous communities. So Aboriginal, Native American culture in Hawaii or Amazonian tribes. And it's very normal. It's just something that they are born into. They understand intuitively. Obviously, African tribes and groups as well. Oh my goodness. Malidoma Somé talks a lot about this in like Healing Wisdom of Africa in that book. But I met somebody when I used to be in a writing group here in LA who he came from, well, rather, mom came from an Amazonian tribe. And when folks came through to Catholicize and sort of try to take some of the indigenous folks from their tribes and make them a little bit more Western, if you will, during that period of time, I don't want to, I'm going to just use, this is not the man's name, but Brian. Brian's mom, who was born into this tribe, raised in this Amazonian tribe when they were, again, trying to Christianize these folks. She got taken from her family and her tribe and her group and eventually ended up in the United States, raised here. And they tried to kind of like wash the tribes out of her. And notwithstanding that radical shift and being adopted by white American parents and living a life in the United States, tribes people. And my friend that I knew through this writing, I met him in this writing group, and he was in this group because he was telling this story, and we would talk about this story of his mom. So his mom passed away when he was in his, I think, like late 20s, early 30s. And she was gone, like it had been about a month when a tribesman from her group, from the middle of the Amazon, showed up with the translator and said, "We have been journeying to you for the last month because they live in the absolute middle of nowhere in the jungle. And they have to basically walk to a road, eventually to like a bus, to then take like a car and a plane and a plane and a like basically to take a variety of types of transportation to get to, I think it was Texas where my friend was living, where she was living when she passed away." And they're just like, "Hell, did you know?" They're like, "We know because we are connected." And there's a way that you can communicate. She was communicating with them. In Aboriginal culture, it's through the gape, because there's, whether you're asleep or awake, it's all one dream. And there are ways that we can communicate, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, whether awake or asleep. But you use the dreamscape in a way that's hard for people in the West to comprehend. Because like, only happens when I'm asleep. So like, no, it happens when we're awake too. And what's fascinating is they told my friend Brian, hey, if you want, we need to do a ceremony. And we traveled here because we wanted to invite her kin, her children, grandchildren, anyone who wants to come with us to South America, to the Amazon, to do this ritual. And everyone said no except for my friend. So he went on the journey. So the plane, to the train, to the bus, to the car, to the feet, to the middle of nowhere. And he had to strip naked, put all of his clothes, possessions in a big bag, bury it deep in a hole in the ground, and enter into high ritual with her people for multiple days and experience this ceremony, this ritual to send her back to, if you will, the Great Spirit, and then went back home to Texas. His life completely radically changed. And it's something he's been writing about and he shares. And it was something that I studied, not a particular story, but similar stories and similar ways of communicating when I was in Dream Tending Deep Imagination, a post-Jungian program through Pacifica, through Dr. Eisenstadt. And as Dr. Eisenstadt would say, it's not, woo, it's historical. It's a way people have communicated for thousands of years. It's just so, it's just what it is. And sometimes it's hard to understand. That's why he actually has, because he's a scientist as well. So he started, he's a clinical psychologist. And he actually started a foundation. It's called what is it called? The Academy of the Arts and Sciences. It almost sounds like a Harry Potter academy, but it's a way to study this for double-blind placebo tests and tests that are rooted in a Western method to help folks, have more statistical data around how to understand our kind of ways of communicating that are not just direct but indirect, and the spaces between, similar to how the rhizomes communicate, bacteria, the root system, the underground worlds. We need a microscope to see, and we need, a PhD sometimes to understand. So, yeah, I share that because this is what wanted to come out today. It's our sexy hump day, and we never know what we're going to get. I mean, last week I was like, well, it's sexy, but let's talk about self-love and self-preservation and care. And today, this is also along those. It's sort of like, how can we consider things we really love, really are interested in, and possibly want to do, and just and then just like and then just let it go. Just have that vision, have that imagination, and then see, just like, and then kind of just throw it out, like not literally throw away, but just kind of like put it out there and throw it out without any expectations of anything happening, and see what happens. And it doesn't mean like bring about things again without like intense prayer and intense like, I want to meet, like Chuck's story of, I have to see and I have to meet Carol Burnett, and he did. But because of her Eunice character, yeah, I feel can attract and allow into our life when we're just like, like there's no real like ego, there's no pride. It's just almost just like curiosity, way to put it. Above all, just get curious. Yay! All right, my lovely loves. I am going to look through the chat. All right. Yes. No, not Amy Schumer. Would you have, yeah, I was talking about a possible comedian I could have on here. Would you have heard of her? I don't think so. I don't want to say too much, but she's affiliated. So you probably know of the Lactery and Comedy Store. She's affiliated with one of those two venues, and it's Mitzi Shore is obviously Pass On. So, but it's someone on that level. So she might want to come on. Joyce is oh yeah, I was talking about the Amazon. He would like to shop from Amazon. Exciting. You are full of puns and jokes. I love it. Joyce is in awe of people of writing talent. Well, I thank you. And to anyone else who writes. Yeah, that's something I've worked really hard to cultivate. It's very challenging writing, but when you start to get out of the way and let it flow, that's when you can write, as it Henry Miller said, one true word. Again, I wanted to thank Jim. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing you said, that you have been here and come into all the live streams. I'm very grateful to this. Uh, to this. My brains are starting. I think I need to eat something. I think I need more than water. But no, I'm so for your kind offering of just being here. That's really, it's a beautiful gesture. It's a gift. It's a gift of your life and of your time, and I'm really grateful for that. It brings me so much joy to be able to welcome you guys into my life, my home, and into the weirdness that is my brain, singing and my my comedy, my cringe comedy. No, I love it. I love to love. I love to help people and offer different tips, and yay. Okay, Andy was writing stories at work. Maya is being funny tonight. Your kitty cat. Sorry to hear you're okay. I'm happy you're okay. And Joyce, yes, I'm not stripping naked. No. That was what Jim asked because I accidentally made a mistake. Said I'm gonna take off my bra versus jacket. Often doing he often has this on while he's doing art. He's working on a really big project right now and has some deadlines to finish that. And so he's possibly still here, but just in the background. And yeah, Chuck checked in earlier. Oh, thank you, Jim, for saying that I'm lovely. Yay, yay, yay. And Joyce said that Jim and she typed the same thing the same time. Pinky wish. All right. Andy wishes he had some watered down Pepsi. Um, Jim also doing a pinky wish there with Joyce. Yeah, make a wish. I'm gonna make a wish too. All right, I just made a wish. We'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. I'll have to write it down. And last but not least, because we're over the hour mark, Andy's asking what Galaxy's doing. I've been working on some art. I heard her earlier with it because I worked. Oh, is that you, Boo Boo? Is that my baby? Let's go on a walk. Let's go on a walk to find Galaxy. Oh, I found her. That was easy. Baby. Hi, baby. Your minions, your followers want to see you. All right. Oh, let's get the big fats. Hi. All right. Oh yeah, she's a fatso. She's a big lady. All right. Say ow, Bubba, baby, stop it. Okay. All right. There she is. Okay. All right. Let's there you go. The Highness, Queen Galaxy. Say hi, baby. You have something to say? Wow. Yeah, I give these are bandanas. I used to wear bandanas all the time, and she'd wear one. We'd be bandana sisters because I have to be fashionable and my cat has to be fashionable. But I used to wear the red one all the time. Now, as you probably remember, I like wearing red and black. And so she's wearing my red and black bandana. Oh, all right. Maya, who's Joyce's kitty, hello. Sasha, who's Chuck's kitty, hello. I thought I'll finish. Oh God, sorry, cat hair. Oh my God. I'm at a different angle right now because I wanted to share. For the last 6 months, I've been going through a lot of pain because of work and the guy I was dating, and I couldn't stop painting these flowers like viruses multiplying paintings that almost look like boobs, or they're abstracted, they're childlike. They look like viruses. They look like cyclone, like little storms. Like actually, oh my God, Joyce just put a little spiral. That's kind of what they look like, and they're going to be collages. So I thought I'd show you these. Here, we're gonna flip the camera around. So yeah, there you see. They're going to be collage. I don't know exactly if they're going to be like that. The sides are going to be. I think this one's going to be magenta underneath, and then this one will be a Kelly green, a light permanent green, and then this one definitely not done. This one is going to have blue cerulean blue, and then I have like little tiny ones. Oh, that's what Galaxy was doing. She was screwing with them. Anyway, all right. Go Galaxy. Oh no, they're upside down. Okay. Oh boy. Let me turn this back around. Yay. So I just wanted, oh, someone retracted a message. What? Yeah. Well, I just wanted to share that because I was working on that today. I got very stalled with that project. I painted like, God, 50 plus of those. And I also painted huge ones. I have painted like 7 big canvases with those abstracted flowers. So yeah, and so finally I'm putting them together. I still have a lot of work to do with that, but yay! Joyce likes to cover boxes and collages. Thank you, Jim. Well, I'm fading now, back to black, like Amy Winehouse says. Yeah, I'm not going to sing that though. That's a sad song. Sad, so sad. Oh, oh, you're trying to spell my name, but made a spelling mistake and then posted a mistake. Yeah, my name is like Anastasia, but Anastasia, and it's a lot. 9 letters, 4 A's. All right, folks. I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today. What a gift that you are in my life, and thank you to Jim for being here every single time. My God, thank you to Sydney who showed up today. There are definitely a lot of other people who showed up who didn't make themselves known in the chat. They were stalking us. That's cute though. I love you too. So thank you to Chuck. Thank you to Joyce. Don't forget to follow Chuck at Chuck Transfield, Joyce at Mystic Soul Insights. Sydney was here. Jim was here. Andy was here. A lot of other people here who did not show themselves. They were the shadows lurking in the dark, and that is okay. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. It was an absolute treat. I love you all. This was a fun day. Like I said, I got my sexy netting shirt on for you guys, wore something a little different. What should I wear on Friday? Well, for Friday, don't forget to tune in 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. On Friday, we will get curious about anything that happened with our little exercise. I am very curious. And I love you all very much. I do want to have another person on, but that person would have to be on their phone. Otherwise, they won't be able to join my live stream. Maybe I can convince Chuck to come on again, or Joyce. I would love for you to do my solar return live. Maybe I could be live channel. What do you say? And then we broadcast live from there. We'll figure it out. But I'll be here at 7 p.m. And maybe I'll have someone on, or maybe Chuck, or maybe just we'll figure it out. It'll be lovely. Wow, more people just decided to join us. We're about to cut out, folks. But thanks for joining us at the last minute. I love you. It was a fun live stream. We discussed all sorts of goodies and yums. All right, my beautiful people. Even Queen Galaxy made an appearance. We did breath work. We talked about manifestation. We talked about how to communicate telepathically, essentially. And I have a hiccup now. Let me see. All right. I love you guys. Have a safe and beautiful evening. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in on Friday, and also like and ring bells on my account. I know you have subscribed, or if you could put comments on any of my videos, that helps a lot with the algorithm, even if it's juicy, nasty, roast mean comments. It's whatever. Even if it's just an emoji, like peace. I would love that. It really does help people to engage with me because at the end of the day, this is a community and I want to be able to engage with people and share. And I love that. And where Sydney, I think she was here or left, or I don't know where she is. But yes, we do have to dive into astrocartology, Joyce. And yeah, Pam, I don't know if she's here, but Pomona Remembers is her channel too. Just want to shout all of y'all out. Sweet dreams to all you guys. I love you. Andy, Jim, Joyce, Chuck, Sydney, Jason, anyone who showed up who didn't show up in the chat, but they were here, at least in spirit. Chuck, Joyce, Sydney, Andy, Anastasia, Galaxy, Maya. I love you. Night. Mwah! Oh, thank you, Jim. He can't wait till my next live stream. Love you. Have a good night. Thank you, friends. Hit the like and subscribe and hit the man in the boat, the little bell. Get all the notifications. Love you. Bye.